Welcome to the Virtual Strategic Solutions Virtual Reality Simulation System. Accessing Legacy Dataset. Files loaded. Simulation ready. The origins of the Fiends is unknown, though they have been led by a man by the name of Motorrunner for many years. They control the southwestern ruins of Vegas, placing Vault 3 well within their sights when the vault opened. Despite managing a relatively peaceful trading relationship with the outside world for a few weeks, the vault inhabitants were too trusting and without means to defend themselves. When the Fiends arrived to raid the vault, the inhabitants simply let them in, wherein the Fiends slaughtered them all. Seeing the potential of the vault and having trouble keeping his people out of Westside, Motorrunner decided to make it their new home. Having firmly rooted themselves in this safe haven, the Fiends have since steadily grown stronger, and they now claim a large part of the southwestern New Vegas conurbation as their territory. Although they are widely hated by the NCR due to their unpredictability and chem addiction/insanity, to the point of having a bounty put on their leaders' heads, the NCR cannot do much about them, due to the restriction of issued orders to hold the line around the area, along with the vault providing a fallback point to the Fiends. The Fiends have little organization. Many of the more stable of the raiders are allowed to reside in Vault 3, but those considered too crazy even by Fiend standards are kicked out to aimlessly roam the northern Mojave, looking for their next chem score, or an innocent wastelander to jump. Violet, Cook, driver Nephi, and Motorrunner were the main leaders, with Motorrunner being the head that resides in and runs operations within Vault 3. Like many other raider groups, the Fiends split into small war parties, usually between 3 and 4 members, which allows them to operate in an enormous portion of the outer New Vegas, aside from their main area of the western and southwestern city. Outside, they are usually gathered around campfires where much of their scavenged items, such as first aid and ammo boxes, can be found scattered around. Many raider camps are protected by makeshift walls and littered with graffiti. At times they utilize traps in order to protect their shelter, as seen inside Zap's neon signs. The Fiends attack anyone aside from the Great Khans, who welcome the trouble they cause for the NCR and supply them with chems. This goes so far as Motorrunner discouraging attacks on Westside, so as not to upset the Khans who do frequent business there. The Fiends are loosely affiliated with Caesar's Legion, who welcome the constant trouble the raiders create for the NCR, and their frumentariae regularly feed them with information of the NCR troop movement to maximize the damage the Fiends does to them, even going as far as to not attack any caravans marked by the Legion. Caesar himself, however, holds no love for the Fiends, as he especially considers their chem abuse culture an affront to the Legion's principles. Seeing them as inferior fighters, he also plans to betray and eradicate the gang as soon as he is in control of New Vegas, rather than integrating them into the Legion. The NCR, meanwhile, looks upon the Fiends with growing concern, as their activity remains a constant background threat to their military's local headquarters at Camp McCarran. It has become a big enough problem that Major Dartry is putting bounties on the head of the Fiends' leaders. They are hated by most residents of Westside, as they are a constant danger to the settlement, going as far as to simply walk into people's homes and kidnap them. On the Strip, the Omertas also have some trouble with Fiends, as their secret gun shipments are occasionally compromised by Fiend activity. While the Fiends are openly hostile towards almost all groups in the Mojave Wasteland, except the Great Khans, they do seem to cooperate with a few certain wasteland inhabitants. Cook, for example, is known to have bought slaves from St. James and Dermot. Fiends have a variety of different weapons, from basic melee weapons such as knives and pool cues, to an unusually large number of high-tech range weapons, like laser RCWs and plasma rifles. They are mostly found carrying basic guns like caravan shotguns, varmint rifles, and silenced .22 SMGs. Some Fiends can occasionally be found carrying weapons like chainsaws, rippers, and flamers. Due to the wide range of different weapons varying from Fiend to Fiend, it is assumed that they are either scavenged, stolen, or looted off people they had killed. They dress in various raider armors and wear distinct helmets adorned with war-painted ruminant skulls. The Fiends have also used the neon signs from Zap's neon signs to erect a perimeter fence around their territory. Described as being the sanest of the Fiends, Motor Runner was mentally stable enough to control the band of drugged psychotics and organize them into a credible fighting force, even managing to establish a base of operations through a hostile takeover of Vault 3. Ranger Bryce Anders remarks that Motor Runner has survived several previous NCR assassination attempts, which prompted Colonel Shu to give Anders the mission of killing the Fiend leader personally. According to Shu, Motor Runner has a habit of decapitating dead NCR troopers. Motor Runner regularly purchases slaves and did business with Dermot and St. James on at least 2 occasions. The first time he purchased a teen girl for 500 caps, but gave nothing for the girl's father since the man attacked him. At another point, he purchased a woman from the pair for 250 caps, but gave only 25 caps each for her elderly parents and nothing for the woman's infant son. He is found in his throne room in the vault, 3 maintenance wing flanked by his 2 guard dogs, Bone Nash and Gashbone. Duke can be found in the South Vegas ruins in the basement of Zap's Neon Signs, close to Vault 3. He leads the group of fiends found here and is always hostile towards the courier. He will attack from above on the booby-trapped staircase leading to the foreman's office. Even among the fiends, Cook stands out as depraved. He is a notorious psychopath with a borderline amorous affection for his pet Brahmin, Queenie, and is just as infamously known for raping his captives. His victims include NCR 1st Recon Sniper Corporal Betsy, who was ambushed along with her partner 10 of Spades, and still bears the psychological trauma of Cook's attacks, and the pimp of the Casa Madrid Apartments prostitutes, Pretty Sarah, who was raped, tortured and burned. He gained his name not just because he prefers the use of fire-based weapons to feed his pyromania, but because he is also an allegedly exceptional, if unhygienic, cook. If he can't capture new meat himself, Cook resorts to slave trading, having done business with Dermot and St. James in Westside. One particular incident occurred after buying a woman, 2 teenage girls and a teenage boy, where he subsequently forced the women to watch as he burned the boy alive. By 2281, Cook brought his group of fiends to a camp located just north of the Poseidon gas station, within some ruined buildings, where he also lets his beloved Queenie graze nearby and makes his signature stew. Killing Cook's pet Brahmin, Queenie, causes Cook to frenzy, attacking his fellow fiends. Often, especially at high levels, they will kill Cook before he manages to kill them. This can result in only being able to recover Cook's mangled head and preventing getting the full reward from Dartry. After killing Cook and speaking to Marco in Westside, talking to Pretty Sarah about his death will result in her giving the courier 300 caps and 3 Med-X. Talking to Betsy about his death will result in her giving the courier 380 NCR dollars. He is one of the few named characters that are affected by the sneering imperialist perk. He is one of only 5 named characters in the base game to have very evil karma, the others being Duke, Mortimer, Philippe, and Vulpes Inculta. If Cook is killed before receiving 3-card bounty and his head is not taken, he will not respawn, and the quest cannot be completed. Upon giving his head, Major Dartry claims Cook has a terrible body odor and wonders how he was even allowed to cook food for the other fiends. Driver Nephi takes his name from his signature weapon, a golf driver, with which he has taken the lives of over a dozen armed NCR troopers in melee combat. According to Major Dartry, Nephi has had numerous run-ins with 1st Recon, who have yet to succeed in killing him, even after multiple attempts, as Nephi tends to use his own men as meat shields, and has proven tough enough to have survived multiple assassination attempts, despite 1st Recon having more than 1 kill report. Like many fiends, Nephi has dabbled in the slave trade, doing business with Dermot and St. James in Westside on at least 1 occasion. It was Nephi that purchased the little girl and her family that went missing from Aerotech Office Park, leading to Captain Parker starting an investigation, in which he paid 400 caps for the little girl's sister and 150 for her brother. He only paid 50 for the little girl herself, however, despite Dermot's best efforts to convince him to pay more and to wait until the girl got older. By 2281, Nephi and his band of fiends have made their camp in a burned-out building north of the Samson rock crushing plant and south of the South Vegas ruins east entrance, where they harass the NCR garrison. Driver Nephi is one of the Fiend leaders that Dartry tasks the player character with killing. Unlike other Fiend leaders such as Driver Nephi and Cook, Violet completely forgoes associating with any other members of her gang and is instead only accompanied by a pack of feral hounds that she supposedly breeds herself, according to Major Dartry. She feeds her pack with a supply of human flesh. Violet is one of the Fiend leaders that Dartry tasks the courier with killing. Fiends sometimes spawn near the Thorn and start attacking people at Westside South entrance. They may also sometimes enter the Thorn, but will be killed instantly by the guards. Fiends are hated by almost all residents of Westside, as they are a constant danger to the settlement. Fiends always have red eyes, a side effect from their constant chem consumption. There are many Fiends in Vault 3 that can be found already dead in several residential rooms, apparently having died of either chem overdoses or fatal infighting between themselves. Fiends may sometimes spawn and attack the player character outside of the Crimson Caravan camp. Upon fast traveling to Camp McCarran, 2 Fiends may be attacking the entrance. Upon fast traveling to Freeside's East Gate, some Fiends may be spawned nearby. Fiends can sometimes be fighting in the Thorn. A group of 4 to 6 Fiends will always respawn around Fiend territory. The Fiends may constantly be found in a firefight against patrolling NCR troopers around the area surrounding the New Vegas Strip. Killing Fiends grants positive karma. Although wearing Great Khan armor will make Fiends at Vault 3 friendly, other Fiends anywhere in the Wasteland will still attack the player character, including those just outside of the vault. Like Diane mentions, they are outside for a reason. If the courier completes all the tests at the X-13 research facility in Big MT, the facility will eventually expand and set up a new research facility, researching on the Fiends that break into the building. Simulation completed. Please exit the pod or have a technician select another file.